Mike, check. Justin Hunt. It's all happening. Thank you to everybody rocking with the channel. Thank you to everybody subscribed to the channel. Share the link, share the video. It's priceless. Big thank you to everyone who's donated. If you'd like to donate, hit the Cash App that's right up there or the link in the description. And big thank you to everyone in my Discord. Big thank you to everyone who's a member of this channel. It's the best way to support this channel. There are links to both in the comments section. Big shout out to Ant and Javen and Lils holding it down in the Discord. And thank you all in general for being a part of this community. 9-second applause to you all. Now, you know what day it is. Chart report. Every Tuesday, chart report. I'm finally getting one in on a Tuesday, even though it's barely a Tuesday. Okay, it's like 10 p.m. that I'm recording this. And I've been on set all day recording another episode of another project that I have announcing soon. And so my schedule has been a bit disjointed. I also have 2 other projects and I'm in writing mode. And so I appreciate you guys bearing with me. Back at number 1, or rather still number 1, Golden Huntrix, EJ Audrey Nuna, and Ray Ami from the K-pop Demon Hunters soundtrack. 1 second applause. Just a monster song. It's also number 1 globally right now. And I really think that speaks to the impact that the movie is having on Netflix. It's a great movie. I talk about it every week. I've even put it in the thumbnail multiple times. And it's probably one of the farthest things you can get from hip hop, except for Take Down, the diss track that they have within the song too. So I think that's just another example of how hip hop culture impacts all genres of music. Still at number 1, I've said a lot of great things about this song. And again, I think the song probably is the best example of a song of the summer since it actually dropped in the summer, even though Billboard officially named Alex Warren's Ordinary Song of the Summer. But a lot of legs on this, and I wouldn't expect anything less from the sequel. I'm sure they're going to announce a K-pop Demon Hunter sequel soon. This franchise is just way too popular. Number 2, Alex Warren, Ordinary, last week. Number 2, peak position number 1, 33 weeks on the chart. 1 second applause. Big fan of Alex Warren, Ordinaries as well. I've talked about this most of the year. Number 3, moving up, Soda Pop from the Saja Boys, Andrew Choi, Neckwave, Danny Chung, Kevin Wu, and Samuel Lee. Last week, number 5. Peak position number 3, 13 weeks on the chart. Brand new peak. Perhaps we'll get a all K-pop Demon Hunters top 3 soon, because right after What I Want, Uyuk Gross featuring Tate McRae, we have Your Idol, Saja Boys, Andrew Choi, Neckwave, Danny Chung, Kevin Wu, and Samuel Lee, that has now moved up to number 5. It was number 6 last week. So K-pop Demon Hunters is 60% of the top 5. 1 second applause to them. Number 6, Manchild, Sabrina Carpenter. Number 7, Lose Control, Teddy Swims. Last week's number 9. Peak position number 1, 110 weeks on the chart, 2 years. Still sitting in the top 10. 1 second applause. Number 8, Daisies, Justin Bieber. Last week, number 8, peak position number 2, 11 weeks on the chart. 1 second applause to JB. Number 9, Love Me Not, Raven Lene, still in the top 10. Last week, number 7, peak position number 5, 26 weeks on the chart. I wonder if this can move up. I'm a big fan of this song again. It hasn't peaked higher than number 5 yet. I still think this is a very strong song. Love this song. Big shout out to Raven Lene. 1 second applause. Number 10, Die With a Smile, Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars. Number 11, I Got Better, No You Didn't, Uyuk Gross. Number 12, Said Baby I'm a Dog, I'm a Mutt. Woo! New peak for my man Leon Thomas last week, number 14, peak position number 12, 34 weeks on the chart. Bitch, just a monster song from a monster project. 1 second applause. 13, How It's Done, Huntrix, EJ, Audrey Nuna, and Ray Ami. Last week, number 10, peak position number 8, 13 weeks on the chart. 1 second applause. Also from the K-pop Demon Hunters soundtrack. 14, Benson Boone, Beautiful Things. 15, a bar song, Tipsy, Shabuzi. Last week, 15, peak position number 1, 76 weeks on the chart. Love Shabuzi, love everything that he's doing. 1 second applause. Number 16, Undress, Somber. Number 17, Tears, Sabrina Carpenter. Number 18, Just In Case, Uyuk Gross. Number 19, Pink Pony Club, Chapel Road. And number 20, Good News, Shabuzi. Last week, 20, peak position 12, 44 weeks on the chart, still in the top 20. And again, I continue to highlight this song. And last week, I highlighted this song in comparison to, oh my gosh, what's this guy's name? Tom McDonald. Canadian's own Tom McDonald, the MAGA rapper. You know, and Tom McDonald and MAGA rap itself is the antithesis of what we're told. We're told you can't talk about politics. We're told you can't talk about things going on in the world. We're told you can't talk about going woke. I guess anti-woke is fine because Tom McDonald charted last week. We'll see if he's on this week. But nevertheless, Shaboozie's Good News is another example of a song that's on the zeitgeist. It's just a song about wanting good news. And I think, again, I tell people all the time, because I know there's a lot of artists that watch this as well. Find something real to talk about. You'll have outside success. 1 second applause to Shaboozie again. 21, What It Sounds Like. Hunte, EJ, Audrey Nuno, and Ray Ami last week, 19. Peak position 15, 13 weeks on the chart, also from K-pop Demon Hunter soundtrack. 1 second applause. 22, Folded, Kehlani. Last week, 29. Peak position 22, 15 weeks on the chart. New peak for Kehlani. This song just keeps running. It just keeps running. I still think it still has some legs, particularly since her collaboration with Cardi B, we'll see here in a second, is also doing well in the charts. Also had a strong debut on the charts, rather. And so now you have two songs going at the same time. That really helps at radio. Big shout out to Kehlani. 1 second applause. 23, Back to Friends, Somber. 24, I'm the Problem. Yes, you are. Yuck, gross. 25, Man, I Need Olivia Dean. Last week, 30, peak position 25, 5 weeks on the chart. I talked about this when it first debuted at number 90. And I said, this is a great song. I think the song's going to move. This is Olivia Dean from the UK. That was 5 weeks ago. Now she's in the top 25. 25. I think this song's got some legs. Let me know in the comment section if you guys decide to check this song out and what you think about it, because I'm a big fan. 1 second applause to Olivia Dean. 26, Safe Like You. I said, nobody God, you're gonna make me feel safe like you. It's Cardi B featuring Kehlani. New entrant, comes in at number 26. 1 second applause. This is the first song, or the best charting song, from Cardi B's Am I the Drama, and she is in a lot of it. She is in a lot of drama right now. I've got another story that's covering what's going on between her and Nicki Minaj and JT and James Roseman Jr., Jimmy the Henchman's son, James Roseman Jr., and Ice Spice. But this is one of the songs from the projects that sort of detours from the larger energy of this. Like, if you really look at Am I the Drama, it's basically diss tracks and relationship raps, right? But this one is just a softer song. You know, this isn't necessarily her clapping back at anybody. This song actually shows up at the portion of the album that seems to start the relationship arc of Am I the Drama? And if you listen to it, it's difficult to tell whether she's talking about Offset or if she's talking about Stefan Diggs. And the reason I say that is because right after this goes into all the songs that are really challenging or challenges that she's had in her relationship. So I take it to mean that maybe in the beginning she felt safe with Offset, and then it turned into, you know, Man of Your Word, then it turns into What's Going On, then it turns into Outside. So you can hear the deterioration of the relationship, if that's the case. I mean, it could also just be a shout out to Stefan Diggs that they just put here in the beginning just to make the album flow a little bit better. But this is a great song. And again, as I mentioned earlier, with Kehlani's Folded having success on the charts too, now there's 2 Kehlani tracks hand in hand at radio. I expect this song to have an opportunity to move up on the charts as well. 1 second applause to Cardi B. 27, Mystical Magical, Benson Boone. 28, Luther, Kendrick Lamar, and SZA. Last week, number 26, peak position number 1, 44 weeks on the chart. 1 second applause. Kendrick is currently in South America. I believe he's in Brazil. They had to cancel the Colombia show because they had staging issues. If I'm not mistaken, was that Colombia or Venezuela? One of the two. Maybe not Venezuela. I can't imagine them being in Venezuela right now since the U.S. military is about to invade Venezuela.
Tomato.
But Kendrick did buy a piece of art at an art gallery. It's interesting the type of things that leak about Kendrick. You know, we have a leak of Kendrick in an art gallery. Hey, I'm on tour. Might as well buy a piece of art. And I think it's an LA-born Colombian artist that he bought a piece of artwork for that is based off of mixtapes, if I'm not mistaken. I wonder if this is going to have impact on the chart position too, since Kendrick is back to doing stadiums. When people are on tour, their streams go up. We'll see if this has an impact in the coming weeks. Big shout out to Kendrick and SZA. 1 second applause again. 29, Takedown. Hunte, EJ, Audrey Nuno, and Ray Ami. Last week, 24. Peak position 21, 13 weeks on the chart. And 30, Free, Rumi, Genu, EJ, and Andrew Choi. Last week, 27. Peak position 23, 13 weeks on the chart. Both from K-pop Demon Hunters. 1 second applause. 31, new peak for It Depends, Chris Brown and Bryson Tiller. Last week, 34, peak position 31, 9 weeks on the chart. Just keeps creeping up. We'll see how far it can get. Big shout out to them. 1 second applause. 32, When Did You Get Hot? Sabrina Carpenter. 33, Bottle Rocket, Scott McCreery and Hootie and the Blowfish. 34, Burn and Bloom, Mariah the Scientist. Last week, 33, peak position 25, 21 weeks on the chart. Interesting listening to Young Thug talk about Mariah the Scientist. I feel like he's talking about Mariah the Scientist on his recent piece of swashy craptasticness, UI Scuddy. This song right here has taken a whole new form for me since Glorilla roasted the hell out of both of them. In her response diss track to the leaked audio of Mariah the Scientist and Young Thug talking junk about her while Young Thug was sitting down. Mariah the Scientist has a bright future ahead of her, even though she really did look really white in the Young Thug whiteout of all his friends, I guess, features that were on that project. Let me know what you guys think of Young Thug's album, and let me know what you guys think of Burning Blue. 1 second applause to Mariah the Scientist. 35, UConn, Justin Bieber. 36, All the Way, Big X The Plug featuring Bailey Zimmerman last week, 35, peak position 4. 25 weeks on the chart. People are really upset about Bad Bunny at the Super Bowl. And it's a very predictable population that's really upset about Bad Bunny at the Super Bowl. I think that there are perhaps some general concerns about maybe not having English at a Super Bowl. Now, you're talking about an NFL that is clearly making a play to expand globally. We have NFL games each year that are taking place in Europe. There's no way that you can sit here and not look at Latin America as an opportunity if you're at the NFL. You also look at the halftime show as being something that's totally different, has an opportunity to bring in new viewers who are not just NFL fans, and Bad Bunny fits the description for all of those things. I bring that up right here because this also was a pretty good year to have a country Super Bowl. Pretty good year, right? Generally speaking, country music isn't looked at as being as global as the other genres, even though it's increased in global interest quite a bit over the past 10 years. As we see every week on the chart report, from a market share standpoint, country is doing really great. But country also has a lot of crossover with hip hop right now, so it could be a more dynamic show. These were things that I was thinking about in my mind, even though I love the subversive nature of Bad Bunny taking that stage. He definitely deserves to be there. Otherwise, in my mind, I was like, yo, you can have like Post Malone and Uyuk Gross and featuring Uyuk Gross, and also Big X The Plug, because he is definitely at the forefront of what is a very interesting matchup or mashup or collaboration across boundaries when it comes to country and hip hop. Big fan of this song. Last week, 35, peak position number 4, 25 weeks on the chart. 1 second applause. 37, Magnet, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. These bitches can't fuck with me. Big shout out to Cardi B. This is a diss track at JT and also has shots at Ice Spice in it. A pretty funny shot at Ice Spice in there as well. This is, I think it's the third song on this project, maybe the fourth song. Dead, Hello, probably the third song, I think, Magnet. Peak position 37, new entrant. A lot of love for this song. This song is viral in nature, both off of just the sonics of it, but also quotes. And there's a lot of quotes from this song that show up in Nicki Minaj versus Cardi B. I'll talk about that in another video. 1 second applause. 38, Romantic Homicide, David, re-entry. Peak position 33, 21 weeks on the chart. Now, I did a story yesterday on this tragic tale of David, who has been, I don't even know if he's been implicated, because we covered the story yesterday and they said right now he has not been arrested. But in the front trunk of David's Tesla, a dead body was found a few weeks ago. That dead body was a woman named, not even a woman, a young girl named Celeste Riva Hernandez. She was 14 years old, who it seems that David had a relationship with, right? David's 20 years old, so this is already inappropriate on a number of levels, and now it's turned into just one of the darkest stories I can remember that's happened in hip hop. This song, Romantic Homicide, he made in 2023, and it basically talks about what a lot of online sleuths, online detectives, believe happened to Celeste. And so because of the interest around this story, people have been gravitating to this song, Romantic Homicide. And now this song has reached number 38 on the Billboard charts. David had to cancel his tour. Police say that right now he's not a suspect. David's representation says he's been cooperating with authorities. There was a swatting raid on David's parents' house in Texas. I saw that on TMZ Hip Hop recently. Just a really dark story all the way around, but that's why this song is sitting here. So,
Tomato.
39, Sorry I'm Here for Someone Else, Benson Boone. 40, Happened to Me, Russell Dickerson. 41, No Broke Boys, Disco Lines, and Tinashe last week. 39, peak position 39, 11 weeks on the chart. 1 second applause. 42, Outside, another bump. Last week, 93, peak position 10, 14 weeks on the chart. This is because the album is now out and people are now rediscovering this song. I talked about this song last week on the charts, I think, where I describe how it actually makes a lot of sense where it's placed on the album. There's some things that are going on in this Cardi B project that I do find interesting, which you'll get to see me expound on in a full-length video very shortly, too. But big shout out to Outside, 1 second applause. 43, Pretty and Petty as Fuck. Pretty and Petty as Fuck. Debut, peak position, number 43, 1 week on the chart, 1 second applause. Name 5 Bia songs, gun pointing to your head. Bow, I'm dead. That song is so funny. Diarrhea Bia, breast so stank, you can smell it before you see it. Like, that song, I'm sorry, man. Cardi B is witty. And she roasts Bia to hell on this song. I'm not mad at this placement. I think it'll have opportunity to go higher on the charts, especially since it looks like Bia plans to respond next month on her upcoming album. I think it's called Bianca. Maybe I'm wrong. But this song is definitely one of the ones that I think has some legs on it. We'll end up moving forward, moving higher on the charts because people are going to want to follow this storyline because this storyline is still going on. 1 second applause to Pretty and Petty. 44, bar none, Jordan Davis. 45, Pick It Up, Cardi B featuring Selena Gomez. New entrant, 1 second applause. This is actually the first song that doesn't feel like a diss track on Cardi B's and Maya Drama. I think it's the fourth song on the project. If I'm not mistaken, it goes Dead, Hello, Magnet, and then this song. And then it gets right back to stunting. Right after this, you've got Bodega Baddie, Imaginary Players, and Salute. You get a nice little New York detour in there before you get into the relationship portions of the project. But not mad at this song, not my favorite, but I do think it's a strong song. I'm not surprised it's in the top 50. 1 second applause again. 46, Cardi B, new entry, Hello. 1 second applause to this song. Not my favorite on this song too, but it's the second song on the project. It sort of serves as a re-entry, or a reintroduction rather, to Cardi B, since she has not put out a project in 7 years. 1 second applause again to Hello. 47, Dead, the first song on the project, Cardi B featuring Summer Walker. 1 second applause to this one too. First song on the project. 48, 12 to 12, Somber. 49, Hell at Night, Big X The Plug featuring Ella Langley, last week 51. Peak position 35, 7 weeks on the chart. 1 second applause. 50, Worst Way, Riley Green. 51, Nobody's Son, Sabrina Carpenter. 52, Revolving Door, Tate McRae. 53, Bodega Baddie. I can't really do I can't do the audio very well. Catchier song that I liked on first listen. I think this will definitely go up Uptown. 1 second applause, new entrant. 54, Back in the Saddle, Luke Combs. 55, Sugar on My Tongue, Tyler the Creator, last week 52, peak position 41, 10 weeks on the chart. My shoulder's a lot better. A lot better. This is my second week doing the full workouts again. And so I'm still using lightweight again if you're just catching up, you haven't been following this column here. I hurt my shoulder on leg day listening to Tyler Creator's new album while the song Sugar on My Tongue was playing. Who hurts their shoulder on leg day? It's all happening. 1 second applause to Tyler the Creator. 56, Gabriella Catside. 57, Jealous Type, Doja Cat, last week 49, peak position 28, 5 weeks on the chart. I have not listened to Doja's new album yet. It looks like it's going to do about 50, maybe 60,000 first week. Let me know if you guys are fans of it. I've been stuck in Cardi B mode over the past week and change. I'm enjoying the project, but this is right on a list of artists and projects to check out as soon as I'm done with this piece. 1 second applause. 58, House Again, Hudson Westbrook. 59, Somewhere Over Laredo, Lainey Wilson. 60, The Dead Dance, Lady Gaga. 61, Wildflower, Billie Eilish. 62, 6 months later, Megan Maroney. 63, What's Going On, Cardi B featuring Lizzo. New entrant, 1 second applause. I've seen a lot of people talk junk about this, particularly in music media. I think that the few reviews that are out there, because most publications don't really seem to do reviews the same way anymore, are critical of this. They say it doesn't necessarily feel like it makes sense on the album. I think from a story perspective on the project, it makes perfect sense. This is also in that relationship run in the middle of the project. But I love 4 Non-Blondes. The song from the 90s was called What's Up. I think it's one of the first hits that Interscope Records ever had. And this song, Lizzo is interpolating the hook, and they've changed the name to What's Going On. I like the combination of it, and I think it's a really honest song. Glad to see it on the charts. 1 second applause. 64, Heart of Stone, Jelly Roll. 65, Every Time. Dog, I can't explain how much I love this song and the remix. I think this should have been one of the lead singles. Now, it's at 65. Not the strongest debut, but it's at the end of the album too, so it had a lot of things stacked up against it. But this joint just goes hard. It feels like Hard in the Paint. It feels like a Manny Fresh production. It feels like something Jeezy should be on. It's like 3 different versions of like the hardest era of trap music you could think of. and it's just crazy. Lose me, you know that nigga out his mind. Tell him make a hit, she in the Stooges wasting time. Like, it's just great shit talking. And so I'm a big fan of this song. 1 second applause to Cardi B for Airtime, number 65. 66, re-entry, Imaginary Players. 1 second applause for re-entering the charts. I think it was only on the charts for maybe a week the first time. And then it fell off. And so now it's back because the album is out. 67, Just Keep Watching, Tate McRae. 68, Takedown, Zhang, Gio, and Che Young of Twice. 69, Strategy, Twice. 70, Man of Your Word, Cardi B featuring Dougie F. New entrant, 1 second applause. This is also in the relationship run of the project. So if you look at a lot of the songs that have cracked the Billboard Hot 100 from Cardi's album, to me, it seems like a pretty decent mix. You have a lot of the harder diss tracks at the beginning of the project showing up here, along with Pretty and Petty, along with Airtime. But then the relationship tracks are getting a lot of love too. So there is some substance here. I told you guys, it's relationship raps and diss tracks. I'm not mad at it. This song is probably the closest thing to a ballad. She's not singing, but it definitely feels like it could be remixed into a ballad pretty easily if someone was singing on the song, not necessarily Cardi B. I'm not sure I would trust her singing voice. But it's really heartfelt and really honest, and I think it's one of those things that I really like about Cardi B, because I think that she's one of the best, in my opinion, at being a woman who can make relationship songs that are also palatable to men, right? I talk about Be Careful as being one of those songs. You know, Man of Your Word is one of those songs. Principle is one of those songs to me. You know, Safe is one of those songs, right? And she's really good at making songs that have accountability, that also come from an honest place where I think men can take a lot of things away from them. Very thin slice that she's able to walk. And I think it's just the earnestness and the endearing nature of her personality that allows her to do that. And this is a great example of that. Number 70, Man of Your Word, Cardi B, featuring Dougie F. 1 second applause. 71, House Tour, Sabrina Carpenter. 72, Better Me For You, Brown Eyes, Max McNown. 73, Salute, Cardi B, new entrant. Again, there's this run from Imaginary Players, Bodega Batty to this song that to me feels like a little East Coast run. You know, when Imaginary Players first came out, a large part of the conversation was that, okay, she went regional on this. She took the Jay-Z classic and she put her own twist on it. But Bodega Batty, Imaginary Players, and Salute feels real East Coast friendly. Right, where Airtime feels like just made for down south. And so there's some range here sonically that I think is another reason why I find this project to be pretty interesting. 1 second applause. 74, Last One to Know, Gavin Addict. 75, The Subway, Chaperone. 76, WGFT, Gunna featuring Burner Boy. Last week, 66, peak position 66, 7 weeks on the chart. This fell down 10 slots, probably because of Cardi B. We'll see what it does next week. 1 second applause. 77, Amen, Shabuzi and Jelly Rolls. 78, Eternity, Alex Warren. 79, Don't Mind If I Do, Riley Green featuring Ella Langley. 80, Marlboro Rohuff, Fraser Regita. I'm gonna get this one day. I need someone to actually tell me how to pronounce this. I think they're doing audio comments now on YouTube. If you can do that on your mobile and you speak Spanish, please tell me how to pronounce this. I'm tired of struggling with this every week. I need to get better. Last week, 76, peak position 64, 19 weeks on the chart. 1 second applause. 81, Shower Tears, Cardi B featuring Summer Walker, new entrant. 1 second applause. This one is also on the second half of the project. I like the song a lot. I understand why it's here. Not my go-to on the project, but it's definitely one of the stronger offerings. Now, this project had 23 when it first dropped. I think they're up to 30 now with additional versions they've put out. I think there's only 17 songs that cracked the Billboard Hot 100 this week, and I think that speaks to the length of it because it's a pretty narrow listen. So you have relationship raps and diss tracks. So there is a redundancy that shows up, particularly near the end of the album, particularly near the end of this project. And so Shower Tears is one of the better ones that's at the end of the album, but that's where a lot of the skips are. Right, there's probably 5 or 6 songs that sound like, there's probably 5 or 6 times in this album where I'm listening to a song and I'm like, oh, this sounds like the other song that I like better. You know what I mean? And so, big shout out to Shower Tears. 1 second applause. 82, nice to meet you, Miles Smith. Last week, 79, peak position 76, 16 weeks on the chart. Big fan of Miles Smith. Big fan of this song. 1 second applause. 83, Is It a Crime? Mariah the Scientist and Kaliukis. Last week, 81, peak position 59, 7 weeks on the chart. 1 second applause. 84, Shot Calling, YoungBoy, Never Broke Again. Last week, 90, peak position 84, 2 weeks on the chart. What more can you say about what YoungBoy's doing right now? I think he's someone that everyone should watch, even if they're not necessarily fans of his music. It's really interesting to pay attention to his movement because the impact that he has on young people right now is extremely unique. And I haven't seen it, but maybe a handful of times in my life, to be perfectly honest. 1 second applause for Shot Calling. 85, Better Than You, Cardi B featuring Cash Cobain. New entrant, another strong song. This one is near where Shower Tears is placed on the project. 1 second applause to this one. Not mad at Cash Cobain's feature on here either. He definitely has a sound of his own that I think a lot of artists are gravitating towards. 86, Sparks, Coldplay. 87, Sienna, The Marias. 88, Go-Go Juice, Sabrina Carpenter. 89, Breaking Dishes, Rihanna. Someone was like, I can't believe Justin didn't realize this is an old Rihanna song. I missed it. I'm sorry. Some people have big catalogs. I can't remember every joint that they dropped. I need to look into why this one actually re-entered the charts. If you know why this one jumped back into the Hot 100, let me know. 1 second applause to Rihanna. 90, Holy Water, Marshmallow and Jelly Roll. 91, 20 Cigarettes, Ooh Yuck Gross. 92, Principle, Cardi B featuring Janet Jackson. One of my absolute favorites. It flips Janet Jackson's Pleasure Principle. And I just love the sample on it. I love the execution. I think the verses are endearing. 1 second applause again. 93, Camera, Ed Sheeran. Last week, 58, peak position 58, 2 weeks on the chart, just falling fast. His project Play came out last week. We talked about this summer that Ed Sheeran was coming. Doesn't feel like things are sticking to me. Let me know if you're seeing anything otherwise and why perhaps Ed Sheeran isn't putting up Ed Sheeran numbers as we're used to. 94, Sugar Talking, Sabrina Carpenter. 95, My Man on Willpower, Sabrina Carpenter. 96, Which One? Ooh Yuck, Drake and Central C. Last week, 99, peak position 23, 9 weeks on the chart. It moves up 3 spots. I was wrong. I thought it'd be off the charts 2 weeks ago, but still hanging out in the 90s. 97, Goodbye, Sabrina Carpenter. 98, Darling, Chase Matthew, new entrant. 1 second applause. 99, Went Legit, G Herbo, re-entry. 1 second applause to G Herbo. I love this song. And 100, What Did I Miss? Ooh Yuck Drake. Last week, 80, peak position 2, 12 weeks on the chart. Now, the Ooh Yuck Drake song with Yeet is completely off the charts this week. So I think it was on the charts for 1 week and it fell off. And if we're looking at the success of Iceman songs that have dropped in each episode, What Did I Miss did the best. It hung around 12 weeks. Which One has been around 9 weeks, but it never reached the peaks that What Did I Miss reached. And the Yeet song, what's it called? Doghouse. I can't even think of what it is. That's gone. So we'll see what happens with this Iceman rollout because it don't look like it's rolling out too smooth. It looks like a rocky rollout over here. Now, let's take a look at the Billboard 200 as we do each week. Billboard 200, number 1, Am I the Drama? Cardi B. 1 second applause. This is her second number 1 in a row. Second number 1. I saw a stat the other day that said Cardi B has now had the number 1 debut or the number 1 selling debut for a woman in the teens and now a woman in the 20s. And so she's putting numbers on the board. I think this is a big success for her. I think this is a big success for Cardi B fans. And one of the questions that people have had over the past 7 years has been, did she wait too long? You know, she put WAP and Up on there. Now the project is already double platinum because of those songs. It's a game, it's gamesmanship, but I look at that more as a glitch in the matrix. It's a flaw in the system. The way double albums is a flaw in the system in the 90s, right? A double album, you get credit for diamond even if you only sell 5 million because there's 2 projects, right? And so there are certain things that artists will do. I don't think it necessarily takes away from it in the same way because 1, those are 2 very good songs. 2, particularly Up, really makes sense on this project and where it's placed on the project. But away from that, we just went through the Hot 100. You can see the success that the songs are having on their own. And now she did 200,000. Pregnant with one of the craziest rollouts we've seen, going from court cases to sitting down for every interview to giving out candy on the subway and riding motorcycles, delivering DoorDash, right? She went outside and she touched the people And I think she's reaping the benefits of the work that she's put in. So 1 second applause to Cardi B. 2, K-pop Demon Hunters. Last week, 2, peak position 1, 14 weeks on the chart. 1 second applause. 3, I'm the Problem. Yes, you are. Yuck Gross. 4, Man's Best Friend, Sabrina Carpenter. 5, Tron Ares soundtrack. 9 Inch Nails. 9 Inch Nails. They did the soundtrack to Tron Ares. I haven't listened to this yet. I was surprised to see this. Also surprised to see that they did the entire soundtrack. So I think that's actually pretty cool. I heard that this movie is interesting. I've never seen any of the Tron movies before. I think it was an Atari game at one point in time. The concept of Tron seems like something I would like, something about futuristic motorcycles and some dystopian future, I imagine. Really know nothing about it. But shout out to 9 Inch Nails for cracking the top 10. 6, You'll Be Alright Kid, Alex Warren. 7, SOS SZA, record breaking still last week. 8, peak position number 1, 146 weeks on the chart. 1 second applause. 8, One Thing at a Time, Yuck Gross. 9, Swag, Justin Bieber. 10, Debbie TR, Mas Photos, Bad Bunny. Last week, 13, peak position number 1, 38 weeks on the chart. The most listened to album on Spotify in 2025. I think it's been listened to 7 billion times. Another reason why he makes sense at the Super Bowl. 1 second applause. 11, Buckingham Nicks, new entrant. 1 second applause. 12, Breach, 21 Pilots. 13, I Barely Know Her, Somber. 14, Short and Sweet, Sabrina Carpenter. 15, Sixth Season, Noah Kahan. 16, Dangerous, the double album, Yuck Gross. 17, So Close to What, Take McRae. 18, Karma, the 4th album, Stray Kids. 19, Last One, Gunna. Last week, 11, peak position 3, 7 weeks on the chart. 1 second applause to Gunna. And 20, Hamilton, an American musical. Now, I thought this was cool. Check this out. Clips has re-entered the Billboard 200 at number 113. Number 113. They also made it onto the radio charts. Pusha T posted about it, said he was surprised to see that they're getting radio spins for So Be It, So Be It. Didn't wait for TMZ to leak it. It ain't no secret, so be it, so be it. Smoke. I love it so hard. Big shout out to Clips. They deserve it all too. 1 second applause. That's this week's Chart Report. Let me know what you guys think about it. Let me know if I got anything wrong, if I missed anything. My name is Justin Hunt. Like and subscribe to the channel. Follow at The Company Man on everything, including The Company Man podcast, wherever you listen to podcasts. It's all happening.
Justin Hunt is here, it's all happening. Justin Hunt is here, it's all happening. The mathematical breakdown of this mighty game of rap we in. It's boom bapping. Systematical culture views us radical, it's all happening. Shaking hands and dapping it. Life through the lens of hip hop, from trip hop to yes, dog. You don't stop, you don't stop. Justin Hunt is here, it's all happening. It's all happening, yes, it's all happening. Justin Hunt is here, it's all happening. It's all happening, yes, it's all happening.